I'm Pippa McGowan and my student number is 140895.
Well remembered or not. Okay, so you've just been researching different roles in theatre other than performing.
Yes.
And you just recently did your director's piece.
Yes.
How did you find that?
To be truthful, it was really easy.
Okay.
No,
Alright.
because I've had the experience of directing various pieces while being here,
Yeah.
and so I wasn't really learning anything from it,
Right.
and I didn't really get anything. It was just one of the things to do.
Right. Is directing something, because I know that's something that you quite enjoy doing. Do you feel that directing's been a bit of an overkill then? Because you did, just tell us about what you did last year as well.
Last year I directed a piece from Blasted from Sarah Kane and a conversation. But I have directed before this year. So for the past 4 years I've directed in every year.
Right. So you've got lots of experience.
Yeah.
So what sort of things do you have to take into consideration, or did you have to take into consideration in terms of directing?
Well, for me, I think it's working with the actors. As long as you've got good actors, you can pull off anything. And I think communication with your actors is the most important thing. And to let them have their say, because they're becoming the characters you want them to be. So they've got more of an insight to how they feel they should be stood or how they speak. So I think as a director you need to give them the leeway to do what they can do.
So a sense of ownership.
Yeah.
Over the piece. Because you've done quite a bit of directing, who have been your influences over those periods?
Stanislavski and probably Meisner since we started when we did a conversation.
Right, okay. So what was it about them? How did you use Meisner and Stanislavski in terms of preparing your actors? What sort of workshops did you do?
Well, because I like naturalistic theatre, everything needs to be real, so all the props need to be exactly what it says in the script. Everything just needs to be what it says on paper. So for my mother said I never should, which was this year's directing piece, I got the actors to act like children, because one of the scenes I was giving them where they had to act like children, so I did a workshop on how to become a child, so how they stood, how they spoke, and just had a little bit of fun playing around
Alright.
to build up that scene, which turned out the best scene out of the whole thing.
Right, okay. So what then, what has that told you then about the directing as a process? Do you think that I mean, you tell me, has that taught you anything, that was the most effective scene and that was the scene that you had the most fun with? Did you put more, do you think in your opinion you put more effort into that scene and that's why it was?
Well, not really, because with that, how I said I gave them ownership of their roles and the show itself, then in that workshop it was down to them to create it, and they went off and did it on their own rather than me telling them, please do this.
Okay.
But then they come back and show me what they've done, and then I was just like, can we just try it like this? So I just had little inputs into the scene rather than the whole scene was just mine.
Right, lovely. And how did that work?
I think it worked really well because the actors knew each other. They had a good relationship to work with, and they was very reliable as well.
That's good.
So it was quite easy to get on and get it done.
What do you think, or can you tell me about what a director's role is, just generally?
Generally, a director is the big boss of a production, whether it's a film or it's a theatre or a TV show. They're the ones that have to to make sure the actors are right for the roles that they want to show. They have to communicate with lighting, lighting technicians, sound technicians, maybe cameramen if you're working on a film or a TV show, costume sets. They just have to be in communication with everybody.
Okay.
That's all I see.
What do you think that you've developed your own style of directing? Is there any things that you think, okay, I've done it that way, and I've done it that way, and I've done it that way, and I've probably done it that way, but what would I do differently next time?
I always like to keep, if I don't like, because obviously I don't write myself because I just can't, it's not a skill of mine,
Right.
but I like to recreate what's written, what the playwright's already got down on paper, as like a tribute, because I did it with Sarah Kane, and because I didn't know, well, it turned out that I didn't know what I wanted to do for it, because I didn't actually want to do it at the beginning, but it turned out really well if I kept it to the way it was written, which just makes everything better. But if I was to direct something, I would like to try a different style.
Right. Okay, so challenging yourself.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, good. In terms of your other opportunity you had then, which was your contemporary piece, the Saudi piece, what was your role there, other than performing, of course?
Well, each of us just worked together. Like, it was a group contribution to props, costume, the writing, especially when it became to the second performance. We did all work together. And it was,
So compared to the roles decided, so in terms of like props, costume, because we don't have the luxury of having like the backstage crew that can go out and source lovely costumes and amazing props and a lighting crew that can come in and do all that sort of stuff. How did you decide as a group who would do what exactly?
well, we discussed what we need, like the costumes as a group, and then we just was like see who could get what item. So for example, like the guns, like I was able to get the guns for our performance.
Not real guns, of course.
No, not real guns. Toy painted guns.
Yeah. So what, I mean, you had to do something else with that, because like you say about your props, you had this toy gun that you then spray painted black.
Yeah, because we wanted to make everything as realistic, so
Yeah.
we had to do it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. Anything in that? I mean, you've done your directing, you've done sort of a bit of props, as you just said you did for your Saudi piece, as well as probably some directing, because you did a video as well.
Yeah.
So were you all in charge of sort of directing different bits?
Yeah, we all had our opinion and contributed to make it what it was.
Yeah. Other roles, so other than like the props and the directing, that sort of stuff, while doing your research just for this unit about the different sort of roles and things, is there any other roles that you think, oh, I think I might be quite good at that, or I might fancy giving that a go?
I have previously done some of the roles that I researched, like stage manager and project manager.
For?
Project manager was in my second year, my national, but it was for theatre and education.
Right.
And my stage manager was theatre and education this year.
Alright, as well, so you've had that opportunity as well. How did you find that, being stage manager?
I didn't like it that much. It wasn't an enjoyable role because you have to like oversee everything and like the risk assessments and stuff. It was just too much paperwork for my life.
Alright, okay. Alright. No. Any areas for development? Did we say that? In terms of like you said about directing, you want to challenge yourself. Not so much the stage managers, I don't think you go back to that, would you, again? Okay, props and costumes, could you see yourself doing something like that again? Set design or something?
I think props and costume I could do.
Yeah?
I like looking at, like what I did, like for last year, I created pictures of my Ian and Kate and what they'd wear.
Right.
So I like to do that because I like fashion. Obviously, I like fashion, so
Yeah.
I like to look at costumes and
Right.
what people would wear.
Lovely. Good. And you've got your logbook for that there as well, with
Yeah.
everything in it, so we can have a look at that. Lovely. Thank you very much.